Hello everyone, wherever and whenever you are. Thank you so much for being here today. It is just always wonderful, always exciting, and I just love doing lives and hope that you enjoy them as much as I do. So thank you very much for being here. An interesting day today. Some people might feel that things have shifted in the world, but you know, we're moving up to that space of 1111. There's a lot of things talked about it, and there's a lot of different types of interpretation about 1111. And of course, that's because we're all different and we all have different ways of looking at things and different agendas on the earth and whatever it is that we're here to do. But know that at the very heart of 1111 is that beautiful energy of co-creation, of connecting you with your heart and your authenticity. It's a beautiful, soft, loving energy. I see it as like a drop of beautiful love that sits at the very heart of 1111. So if you look at the dot between 1111, for me that's our centered self, our heart self, and it's this beautiful drop of love that sits at the middle of 1111, which reminds us to be in our center and who we are. So it is a really beautiful energy, and as I said, it's often confused. Now 11 in numerology is actually the number of it's a master number that is of going about things differently. It's innovative, and it's a higher vibration, and so it can be a little bit, it can feel a bit nervy. So that whole feeling of when you're about to start something new in your life, or you get those butterflies in your tummy and you think, okay, I really want to do this, but I don't know how it's going to happen, and I don't know how it's going to play out. It is that feeling is the higher energy of 1111. It's like it's vibrating, and it's like butterflies fluttering inside of you. And that feeling that sometimes we connect to anxiety is actually an excitement. It's the energy of 1111 rising within you, because you are about to step into something different. You're about to think differently, be differently, be innovative. And it is just this absolutely beautiful energy of change. So often people will say, you know, when I see 1111, you know, wish because the angels are around me. And that's all very nice. However, it's still giving our energy away to something outside of us. And at the heart of the energy of 1111 is for you to come back to you. It's a remembrance of who you are. It is a collating all of your members. So every part of you that you may have disconnected or you may have split off from, and it's bringing them back in so that you can remember the fullness of who you are. Beautiful. Now, I was born on the 11th of the 11th. And when I first stepped onto my spiritual path, about 25 odd years ago, people would say, oh, that must mean that you are very spiritual. And of course, when I was talking about the energy of 1111 before, it's that higher energy, and you have to be in that. And of course, that actually takes energy to be that. And that whole saying of, scared of being successful, it is that energy. It's like, I knew it was there. I knew that there was something different for me to do this life. And it started with me remembering the truth of me. But I was terrified. I was scared, because if I really stepped into who I wanted to be, where would that leave me? people, I wouldn't have my friends, I wouldn't have my family because they all thought I was a bit nutty anyway, even as a child. But so it's just this beautiful reminder that it's okay to be who you are. And we do this by, remembering, remember. That's what remembering is. It's you're putting all your members back together. So you're becoming the whole you again so that you can open your heart. There's a poem that I came across years ago when I first, 20 years ago, and I've been trying to find the author of it and I can't. So I'm just going to say this here because it really epitomizes the whole energy of 1111. So, I am a soul, a divine spark of the infinite that gave birth to the universe. I remember who I am and serve the greater purpose of life, of creation, as one with all that is. I came here with many other souls to assist in the expansion of light on this living planet Earth. I accept to let love be the guiding beacon of my life and to shine its radiance in every moment. So for me, that is the epitome of the energy of 1111, the remembrance of who we are. It's just so that we can create something new on the planet. And right now, however you feel, I mean, I'm Australian, so really the American elections shouldn't really affect me at all, but of course they will economically, as they will across the world. And whatever it is that you feel, if you are American or anywhere around the world, just know that the way the systems have been set in place are all beginning to crumble because we cannot keep going and move forward with this innovative energy and create something new in the old systems. So it may all seem a bit absurd, and it's not just in the States, it is all around the world. Even here in Australia, our political system is going through weird stuff. You look at the UK, you look at everything around the world, you can see that this system is no longer really working. We have been taught over the last few hundred years to hand our power over to our leaders because they will look after us. And we want them to create a space where we can enjoy our lives. But it's time, and 1111 is telling us this, that to take that back, you can do that for yourself. Especially now that we have the internet, we have we can go online in our businesses, and we can work from home. There is this freedom, but we're sort of just getting used to that still, and there's a part of us that's scared to let go of the old because what will replace it? So I would, if anything ever upsets you in your life, or it triggers you, it annoys you, it's time to just take a breath and just distract yourself. Go and do something else. Because if you keep watching something or listening to something or allowing that information or digesting that information, you're just going to get more and more caught up in the energy. It's like you're going to spiral down even more. And know that there's no getting to the bottom of something. People think, if I get to the bottom of something, or if I just know the reason for something, if I understand it, then I'll feel better. But just know, because of the way that creation works on this earth, or creation works throughout the universe, it's like a bottomless, I don't want to say pit, but that's the first thing that came into my mind. But it's this bottomless place where you're just going to keep spiraling down, spiraling down, spiraling down, because that's what you're creating. So, of course, the mind says, but I want to know. And just know that you will. But you don't have to know the answer to something to move forward. Oh, excuse me. Obviously, I can't digest that. It's time for me to do some work on that. But just know that so many people are stuck and they think, I can't move forward until I feel safe. I can't move forward until I have the answer. But this is a time to just keep moving forward, because that's the very nature of life. That's the very nature of seasons. That's the very nature of living here on earth. It is dynamic. It is constantly moving. It is constantly becoming more. And you have a choice. You can either surrender and just go with, surrender's not a great word, but surrender just means going with the flow. You can just be present in the moment and keep moving forward and going with the flow, or you can be dragged. Simple as that. Because you're going to have to move forward anyway. Because that is, and if you feel like you're being dragged, there'll be a lot of resistance, and we feel like, why is this happening? And we'll say things like, I don't like change. I don't cope very well with change. And if you ever say that, it's time to do some work on your base chakra. It's time to do some work on your foundations and your beliefs, because you're probably holding someone else's belief and not, and that needs to, and it's a bit outdated, and you need to find new ways. And of course, this is what 1111 is. It's ones, it's 4 ones. One is new beginning. It's innovative. It's leadership. It's taking control of that energy, and it's beginning something new. And as I said, I was born on the 11th of the 11th, and people have often thought that that meant I knew more. I just think I was here. It was like a sledgehammer saying, remember, remember, remember. Every time I see 1111, every time I feel 1111, it's like, remember who you are. Live that and be an example of that. It doesn't mean I know any more than anyone else on this planet, but I am taking the time, and this is what I really want to help you to understand about you. Take the time and the energy to know you, to be you, and then to create from that space. Otherwise, you're creating from someone else's belief system. And we often think that when we get all of these things, they're going to make us happy, they're going to make us feel better, they're going to make us feel good. But, and look, that's fine. There's nothing wrong with having anything that you want in your life. Absolutely, you can have whatever it is that you want. And you can have as much money as you want, but just know you want to do it from a space of creation. And this is going to help me create the life that I want to create, instead of I need these things to make me feel safe, because I can't move forward until I feel safe. But of course, what you're really saying is, I want to know that when I make this decision right now, that nothing's going to change in my life, that I'm going to be safe in the future. And of course, that is just holding you back, because you're using the same beliefs that you've had from the past. So I'm waffling on a bit there, but it's just, this is to really help you understand how you can be the leader of yourself, because this is what we want. We don't want to defer our energy to anyone else on this planet. We can look to other people for inspiration, or for what we may not want in our life, which is inspiration as well, to bring you clarity about what you want in life. But we cannot, if we hang on someone else's coattails, meaning that we listen to them and we try and live the life that they are living, or what they're telling us to do, you have just disempowered yourself. And the energy of 1111 is always going to ask you to remember that part that you've just let go of, that you have given to someone else, because you either didn't think you could make decisions for yourself, because you don't know yourself, because no one ever taught you that all of the answers you have are within you. And that's a bit of a platitude. It's a bit of a new age platitude, go within. And I remember the first time a teacher said that to me when I was meditating, and, I had no idea what they were talking about. It's time to go within. And I'm thinking, how the hell do I go within? Do I go up my nose, in my ear? or in my mouth. I don't understand, because I was looking at it from a mental point of view. And the whole point of meditation, the whole point of spiritual work is to go beyond the mental. And even though the whole universe may have come from the mind of the source, what we perceive to be the mind is not mental. So what I mean by that is the thinking aspect is what creates our life. Oh, this would be nice. Oh, no, I don't want that. It helps to bring clarity, but you don't create from that place. This is a place to just get clear and inspire the idea and bring that inspiration into being through by just allowing that. You begin to feel that, and then you become a magnet for it, and then it creates. So it is meditation, spiritual work, 1111 is all about moving beyond the intellectual. Because the more you try to intellectualize something, the more you move away from the feeling of it. And when we talk about the feeling of it, because this was another thing, you know, other than a teacher telling me I had to go within and I thought I had to go up my nose or in my ear or in my mouth, it was like, just drop down into your heart and feel. And I'm like, what the hell does that mean? And so for me, over the years, what I've realized is that this is my gut knowing, my knowing inside of me. It's not an intellectual knowing, it is just knowing. And what that means is that your mind, your heart, your body, and your soul are all in alignment. So they're all in agreement. There's no resistance. You're just allowing, and that's what surrendering is. You're allowing everything to just come into this centered place so that you can create something, so that you can be in alignment and just allow your heart to open and receive all the beautiful things that you have already put out there. And so that's what alignment means. It means that all the aspects of yourself are in agreement, and that creates enlightenment, which is a moment-to-moment thing, because of course then a part of us might go out of alignment, and that's okay. Our job is to just say, okay, we go out of alignment to experience something, but then we find our way. You meditate, you do your spiritual work or your inner work, whatever it is that you do, to come back to yourself, and then allow yourself to go out of alignment again so you can come back into alignment. So it's a bit like remembrance. We don't remember the truth of who we are when we come to earth, so that we can remember it from this whole new expansive point of view. And, you know, for me, that's truly amazing and wonderful. And it's something to know about 1111. So always think about the dot in the middle of 1111 as your heart, as you being in alignment. These ones are new ideas, new ways. So when you see 1111, and of course when we have the date of 1111, the energy is very much, okay, so let's just go back. So when you see 1111, just take a moment and close your eyes and feel into what you were feeling. What were the thoughts in your mind? What was going on inside of you? Because the reason that you're seeing 1111 is because something in you is innovative. So something is, you were holding no resistance, and you were coming back to this beautiful place, the authenticity of you, the truth of you. And yes, of course, you can say, well, you know, 1111 happens on the clock, or 111 or 1101 or whatever. Yes, but you don't have to notice it. So if you're noticing it, it's because you are an energetic match for it in that moment. And it's not that something has come along, an angel has come along and says, oh, you know, here's a wish, have a wish. And which is lovely, and it's a way to get clear with what we want. But what we're also saying, you're deferring your energy to something outside of you again. And so come back to you and say, okay, this is a message from my higher self from the universe for me. And right here in this moment, I was holding no resistance, and I can feel the beauty and the wonderment of me. So it is. So obviously being born on this day, this is really a passion for me, is to help people come back to the center and authenticity of who they are, and whatever that may be, because we all have something beautiful and wonderful to offer this world. And it's up to us to find it. It's the quest of living on this earth, is to find what it is, that the truth of who I am, not who I think I am, not who somebody else tells me I should be, not anyone, because nobody can give you the answers that you seek except you. Of course, we are all connected, we are all one, of course, but we all have different perceptions of the same thing. And your job is to find yours. Your job is to be the most authentic you can be. Now, whatever that means, you might have come here to learn how to walk on one leg. You might have come here to write a bestseller. You might have come, or who knows, whatever it is that you've come here to do, it doesn't really matter. It will have something that will give great energy to the world, but we can only do that when we are who we are. And so take a moment to think about the people in your life who you know that when you're around them, you feel more like yourself. You feel accepted and feel like you can talk about anything. They're not going to judge you. That person is sitting in their center, in their authentic self, and they are being who they are. And that's what I'm talking about. That's what we all want to find our way to. Love, unconditional love, is a space that we create where all things are allowed without judgment. Doesn't mean you have to like things, but we let everything be there. And in the allowing everything to be there, then you can decide what you like and what you don't like, decide what you're going to focus on and what you don't focus on. It's a little bit like allowing the smorgasbord of life in, or the buffet of life, however you want to relate to that. So buffet being a huge spread of food that you can just go up and pick things off, and the things that you like, and you can eat those. So think of this world as this smorgasbord. And, you're not going to, if there's something on the buffet that you don't like, you're not going to say, right, that has to go away. I don't want that there. It's going to contaminate my food. You just don't eat it. You don't put it on your plate. You just leave it there because someone else might want it. And so that is what love is. Strange analogy, but it's allowing everything to be in the space without judgment. And then you can focus on the things that you like and you don't like. Of course, if something triggers you, and I know that it's really annoying and it can trigger you when there's things going on that you don't like, but you don't have to look at it. You don't have to get caught up in it. We get caught up and we get triggered with things because it's still a belief within us that we're holding, that we think we have to hold to feel safe. So if something is going on and we think other people are wrong and we don't like what other people are thinking or what they're doing, they can do whatever it is that they want to do. But if you're getting triggered by that, there's a belief in you that you feel everyone else has to think the same way you do to feel safe. And if you step back even further, you'll see that somebody taught you that when you were young. Somebody taught you that you had to be something different to who you were. You had to fall into whatever they were believing in, whatever they taught you, to feel safe. And then what happens is, especially when we're children, of course, we have to sort of go along with that because we don't really have much choice as kids. So we just sort of go along with, you know, whatever is going on around us in order to be looked after. So if you are looking out at the world and believing that people are wrong, or that they should think the same way you do, or why don't they think the same way I do? Can't they see? Can't they see that they're thinking the wrong thing? It is just take that step back, take a breath, and realize, okay, so where was I taught that in my life? Where was I taught that I had to compromise myself to be something I wasn't in order to feel safe, in order to feel like I was accepted and a part of things? That's not being the individual you. That's not embracing the 1111 energy. That's giving your energy away to other people in order to feel safe. And would you rather be right from your mind's perspective, or would you rather just be at peace, calm, happy? Because we cannot make other people think the way that we think, because that's a judgment, because you're automatically saying that they're wrong. And it is, and it's just not a fair thing to do to other people, especially if it's happened to you. If someone's told you you have to be different to who you are so that when they look at you, they feel okay, because most parents do that. Now, this is not meant to be judgmental. This is just giving you awareness. It's giving you a different awareness. And that when you're feeling triggered, or if things are feeling a bit weird, it's take that step back and just really listen to yourself. Okay, so 1111, the energy that is around is, and of course with the states, the US elections, and not only the US elections, but elections around the world, as I said earlier, are helping us to realize that the old system just does not work anymore. It's the political systems are crumbling away, and that doesn't mean that it's all going to just go away and we're going to get chaos. It means something better will come from it, and that's the energy of 1111. So it is, and so maybe we have exactly the right leaders in place around the world to allow it to crumble. So it's just another way to look at it. And yes, Monica, a lot of people are sad. There'll be half of the population in the States, I'm sure, will be happy, and half of them will be sad. So, you know, but that's the way it happens in all politics. That's what happens when we go to see in sport, in all sorts of things. So what we want to do is allow everything. As I said before, love and 1111 is allowing us to create a space where everything is allowed without judgment. You don't have to like things, but what you focus on are the things that you like, because you want to create more of what you like, because whatever you focus on, you'll create more of it. And so if we hold our energy, if we give our energy to something and say, oh my God, life has to be different, something has to be different in order for me to be okay, in order for life to be okay, you've just given your energy away. You've just become the very thing that you don't want to become. So let people be who they want to be. Don't argue with them, because, you know, if somebody has a particular idea about something, you could have the best words in the world to give them. You could have the best explanations. But if that's what they truly believe, you're not going to budge them. And really, that's you judging them as well. So it is, don't give your energy to that. Take back your energy, and this 1111 will really help you to understand this. And it feels like something quite, I was going to say big, but I want to find a better word. Something quite, anyway, it'll come to me. Something, well, I'll just say it, something quite big will happen on on Monday, on the 11th, that will help you. It's be like an aha moment in you where you'll realize that I don't want to be giving my energy to stuff that doesn't make me feel good anymore. It's like I'm going to take back that energy and use that to create a whole new path towards something that I really want to move towards. And that's the energy of 1111. It's remembering, it's bringing back all the parts of yourself. Now, that's all the shadow, that's all the light, that's all beautiful energy. You bring it all back to you and you become you. And you allow, like I was talking about the smorgasbord of life, you allow all of the parts of you to come back together. It's remembering. You are taking all your members and you're bringing them back to you, and you become you. And then you can become the dot in the middle of 1111. And in that dot, everything exists. The whole universe exists. That's the gateway that will take you into a whole new way of living life. Something else I wanted to say. And of course, the 11th of the 11th is also in Australia and UK and Europe, it's Remembrance Day, and I think it's Veterans Day in the States. And it's a little reminder of all the people that lived in contrast, that split from themselves, that were in pain. Think of it this way, when we're focusing on that as remembrance of war, it is, we give great thanks to these people because they split themselves off from themselves so that we could see the futility of that. And our job is to not so much live in peace, because peace is the opposite of war. We want to actually transcend peace and war and create something new. Because if you're focusing on peace all the time, I want peace, I want peace, I want peace, you're at war with yourself, or you're at war with something, because they are different ends of the same stick. And we can say that about everything. We can say that about the politics. You know, everything is different ends of the same stick. So you cannot evolve beyond that. So we want to take war and peace, bring it together and create something new. Kindness, curiosity, allowing everyone to be as they are, realizing that art and content creation and just creating things is maybe the way of life, because it's helping us to become more, be more. And, you know, when I grew up, of course, I wanted to be a writer and I wanted to be an artist, basically. And my parents were like, no, 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 you can't do that. That's something you do in your spare time. You've got to go and get a real job. And of course, I struggled in my 9-to-5 job. I left school at 15 and was a hairdresser for 20 years. And I've been in and out of jobs. And I've been the manager of a gym. I've done, you know, all sorts of different jobs. I've managed bookshops, worked in healing centres. I was a massage therapist, a remedial therapist. And once I stepped onto my path, I started doing readings and became a Reiki master and taught Reiki. And, you know, I've done all sorts of different things in my life, but I never coped in the 9-to-5 situation. My nervous system just doesn't cope with it. I've done it because I had to do it, because I didn't know another way to survive in the world. And that's the most wonderful thing about where we are now when we talk about the internet, being able to create business and things. But maybe art, maybe creating is the way of life. And we've just been distracting ourselves from it. Because when you have a whole society telling you that, no, 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 that's just something you do in your spare time and you'll be lucky if you make anything from that, it's like automatically we've demeaned the whole idea of creation. So, of course, we hand our power over to others. So think of 11/11 on Monday as I'm going to transcend and start creating in a whole new way. And all that really means is that you just don't doubt yourself, and on a daily basis, come back to yourself and just say, how do I want to feel right now? And whatever it is that you're doing, I'm not saying go out there, leave your job, do this, tell everyone they're wrong, because that's judgment. Don't change anything in your life. Don't change what you're doing in your life, but change the way you go about it. That's huge because, of course, everything that you create in the outside world begins in the inside world. So if you can just be at a relaxation or relaxed or calm when you're going into things, they'll shift. And I know it feels counterintuitive. It's like, because people say, students say to me, yeah, but you're telling me to just accept what's going on now. And it's like, well, yeah, so that something new can grow from it. But there is this idea that if I accept it, I'm saying to the universe, oh, I'm okay with this. And of course, that's not the way the universe works anyway, but but that's what we've been taught as well. So we've got to push against something. We've got to battle it. We've got to drag it to the ground, and we've got to kill it to get rid of it so that it's not in my life anymore. Now you're in war again. You're at war with yourself. So why not just take that energy, refocus it, and start creating something new that you want to feel based on this experience that you've had? Okay, I know I don't want that. So I know I've spoken a lot this morning, and I won't apologise because I channel everything, and I open up and just allow whatever words to come through. And hopefully that's helped you to understand you a little bit more and understand you and know that this is the energy at the heart of 1111. It's change. And as we move into the age of Aquarius, things are going to look very different. Families are going to look very different. We've had 2,000 years of the Piscean era, which is very much about blood is thicker than water, family. We have to stick together no matter if we disagree totally with our family. They're our family and we have to, go along with them. All of that's disappearing. And because you're becoming more authentic, that doesn't mean we're not going to be with our families. But we're going to accept ourselves and accept them more and not compromise ourselves to be in this place. And that whole energy of the Christ consciousness, the energy of the last 2,000 years was sort of just turned upside down, I suppose, because I'm not Christian, I'm not of any religion, I've studied them all. I take things that help me to understand me, but I don't want to give my power to anything else. And you don't have to agree with what I'm saying. I'm always here to help you understand your truth. And if a religion gives you joy and a feeling of happiness inside of you, go for it. If it makes you feel guilty, if it makes you feel like you're wrong, well, then I might question it, but I would question anything in your life that makes you feel guilty or that there's something wrong with you and makes you doubt yourself. So just be who you are. Okay, so let's meditate. So we're going to go into the 1111 portal or gateway and just go into this place to know yourself, to feel yourself, and just let yourself open up to more of you. Your mind may want to say, I don't understand this, I don't know what's going on, but of course our mind's always going to do that. It's always going to question, but you don't have to know the answers to feel the entire you, to feel the love and the wonderment of you, because it is there. Our minds are beautiful. We need them, but we don't need them to take control of everything. And it doesn't have to have an answer in order to feel safe. So, because you're always safe in this moment. So, if everyone just wants to make themselves nice and comfortable, I just feel like I've spewed out all this information at you. Just before we actually meditate, I've been creating a channeling course this week. And it's a channeling course that I've actually did 10 years ago. I did one online 10 years ago, and I used to teach it in person, but I've just rejigged it all and because it felt really important. And people will say to me, channeling, why channeling? Because, you know, I'm an oracle card writer and a meditation teacher and a soul coach, but all my work is channeled. Everything is channeled, because when you come into alignment with you, you tune in to the your higher self or beyond, and you're allowing this information to flow, and it pops into your, you know, it sort of drops into your head and unfolds, and you get these ideas. And yes, I can verbally channel as well. I used to do it, but I don't really do it so much anymore. However, when I'm seeing clients and especially when I'm in a situation like this, I'm allowing it to flow through me, and as Star is the name of my higher self, and know that everyone has that. So again, it's just I'm always, because I was born on the 11th of the 11th, I'm always going to take these ideas and turn them on their head and give them back to you in another way, so that they'll make sense to you and help you to understand something, and realize that actually maybe what people have been telling me about something, or the assumption that I had about something, oh, maybe it's outdated now. Maybe there's more information that's coming to it that is going to give me more wisdom, because you are a wise soul. Everyone is. Just know that. And that's who I'm talking to when I'm what I'm doing here, talking to the wisdom of your soul, because everyone is beautiful, and everyone has something wonderful to offer this life. If we find ourselves doing things that we don't want to do in our life, it's because you've split something from yourself. And that's when you have to step back and say, okay, why am I activating this belief? Why do I have this belief? Because most of the time we think if we don't activate that, it is going to, if we don't activate that belief, we're not going to feel safe. So let's meditate. So just gently, gently make yourselves nice and comfortable. And just know that this is a very special time for you. You can lay down, you can sit, but just find a really quiet, comfortable place. And just be still right here, right now, in this moment. Take a deep breath in and just feel yourself just gently, gently beginning to relax. Feeling your shoulders drop down, your jaw softens. You feel a sense of softness just rolling over you. Waves of relaxation, harmony, a sense of calm and clearing. Take another deep breath in, and as you breathe out, just feel yourself just relaxing a little more, letting go of any tension or tightness, letting go of all that you no longer need. You are love, and you are loved. And you are creating a space right now around you that is allowing you to expand into the fullness of you. And with the next breath you take in, just feel yourself just drawing your awareness within. It's like imagine that you travel on the breath and moving within you. It's like you're filling yourself up with you, getting to know you. And as you breathe out, you just let go a little more and just feel yourself expanding more and more into the fullness and the beauty of you. You are love and you are loved. And now imagine that the room around you is beginning to fill with a beautiful blue and turquoise light. All shades and hues of blue are pouring into the room. They shimmer and shine and flow into the room like a gentle mist. Blue is the colour of clear transformation. It connects us to our throat chakra and it clears the way for authentic, clear communication with your soul, with your higher self, with your guides, your angels, your light beings and loved ones, the earth, nature, the universe, the source. And so as this beautiful blue light pours into the room, know that it is the light of your soul, coming in the guise of blue today to help you to step into your higher will and know the truth of you. It swirls around you and you feel this beautiful sense of ease and relief. It's okay for you to be who you are. It is the most natural, beautiful thing in this world. There is no one you need to be, and there is nothing you need to do right here, right now, in this moment, except to breathe in that blue light. Breathe out blue light. Become light. And know that this beautiful blue light is surrounding you, helping your whole physical body to come into balance and peace. And it will keep doing this as you go deeper into you and meditate today. So just know healing is occurring on many levels to help you know you. And so take your focus to the middle of your heart now, to your heart chakra. To that place there, right in the middle of your chest, and you can even place your hands on that place, because there's beautiful healing flowing through your hands, and if you place them on your heart, you're giving yourself extra healing today. And imagine your heart beginning to vibrate. You can feel it expanding, opening up like a flower unfurling one petal at a time. You're opening up to the beauty and the wonderment of you, the bridge between your physical and spiritual self, to become more of you. And imagine now that you gently take your awareness and you flow into your heart on that. Imagine there to be waves of that blue light, so you're traveling on these waves of light into your heart, deep into the dot in the middle of 1111. This is your portal, your gateway into the remembrance of you. And as you flow into your heart, you are now surrounded by light everywhere. Different colours that you've never seen before. Opalescent, iridescent, all pulsing with your heart and moving around you. And a tiny point of bright light begins to move out of the middle of your heart. This is a sacred doorway into the higher heart. And this point of light pulses and grows larger and larger until you can see that it is a diamond light. It's a beautiful diamond, and all the colours within your heart are reflecting off all the facets of the diamond, creating all this sacred geometry around you. And a Metatron's cube seems to flow out of the middle of this diamond. A Merkaba that surrounds you, that enables you to travel anywhere that you want to travel to. Deeper, deeper within you. And you feel yourself just falling into the grace of this place. Your higher self, the universe, will always catch you. So allow yourself to just fall into this beautiful place and fall into the grace of you, into the arms of the larger part of you. And you now see in front of you a huge gateway. Gateway made of light. And you see above it is 1111 written in light within this gateway. And then underneath it words are forming. And these words are know thyself. And so as you are about to float through this gateway, know that you are floating deeper into the beauty of you and into the remembrance of who you are, your soul, all the experiences that you've had. Allow everything to come. You are so much more than you think you are. So gently float through this gateway and feel an even deeper sense of relief and love. I can be who I am. You will always recognize yourself whatever form you take. You will always be you. And now there is an amazing temple in front of you. And the doors open up and you gently float into this temple. This is a sacred place, your sacred place, deep, deep within you, within your higher heart, beyond space, beyond time. And in the middle is a beautiful crystal table. And it's made of all of the blue crystals that you could possibly think of. Lapis, sodalite, blue lace agate, moonstone, all the blue crystals make up this beautiful crystal table. And something in you tells you that you have to lie on this table, this crystal table, within your temple. And you lie on this beautiful crystal table, and you are surprised that it is warm and soft. It seems to envelop you with beautiful senses of love and peace. And you realize now that there is a light being lying next to you. A beautiful light being that's part of your soul family, that is you in a higher realm. And your light being takes you by your hand and whispers a message in your ear just for you today. Open your heart to listen, to hear. And you gently now get up from the table, as does your light being that's with you, and you embrace. And your light being tells you that they are always there, always around you, always shining the truth of you to you. They are broadcasting the remembrance of you, the authenticity of you, who you truly are. And they are broadcasting that in every moment of every day and of every night. And you can tune into it whenever you want to. They never go away. They are always shining the truth of you upon you, the love of you upon you. Remember this feeling that you're having right now, because that will be the key that will help you to tune into this broadcast so that you can feel the truth of you at any time. And your light being now becomes very small, tiny, and you pick them up and you place them in your heart where they always are. And you float out through your temple, knowing that you can come here whenever you want to. You float back through the gateway of 1111, and you can see now that there are different words written under the numbers, and those words are create thyself. And as you move back into the higher heart of you, something in you tells you that you are the creator of every experience of your life. And you allow your dreams and desires to come into your knowing. And vow that you will be okay in each moment of your life. That you don't have to wait for things to come, that you are going to Start being that. And knowing that it will be. And you gently float back through that beautiful diamond of light. You step out of your Merkaba and you also begin to see all sorts of sacred geometry around you. It's like you are seeing the blueprint of creation. The way things are created behind what we see in the physical. And something in you feels completely relieved that there is a different way to live my life, a different way to create my life. And isn't that exciting? So you're floating within your heart space of all of that, all of the opalescent and iridescent colours that you've never seen before, that make up your heart space. And you feel more clever than you've ever felt before. There's a wisdom pouring through you. You've tuned in to the wisdom of the universe and are allowing it to just flow through you. To be that, to be more of you. And you feel yourself now just gently floating through the dot in the middle of 1111. And you also see that the numbers have turned into light beings, or maybe angels or loved ones. And so there's 4 of these beautiful light beings or loved ones that are just gently, just floating, helping you to become more of you. And so maybe 1111 is far more than we think it is. And as you enter the dot in the middle of 1111, you feel yourself now moving back into your physical body. Take a deep breath in, taking in the breath of life. And as you do, it's like you feel yourself growing larger and larger to fill up your body. Your consciousness is filling you up. You can feel yourself moving all the way down to your toes and your fingers and to the top of your head. Take another deep breath in. And as you breathe out, you feel yourself merging with your physical body. Your mind, your body, your soul, your spirit are all coming into alignment within the magnificence of your body. You are one, you are love, and you are loved. Take a deep breath in and call all your energies back to this moment, to this place. Be fully present right here, right now, in the magnificence of you. Take another deep breath in and out, and just gently open your eyes to all of the new opportunities around you. we're back. Thank you. That was the most amazing meditation. And that, of course, is a co-creation with all of you that are here. And before we finish up today, as you're all gently coming back, I'm just going to choose a couple of cards. And we'll see what the what messages that we get. And just, it's all right, I'm still out there. Just keep being you. And on Monday, just vow to, well, you don't have to vow. It's a bit draconian. But just say to yourself that on Monday that you're really, and every day, but Monday you can use as something to focus on, that you're going to remember how you felt in your meditation and just bring that into every day. Okay, so I'm choosing a card and I got meditation. So that's really interesting. Keep meditating and always know that meditation doesn't have to make sense. That's the whole thing. We want to move into the center of ourselves and become, and just, it helps us to become more resilient. Meditation, which sounds really odd because a lot of people use it as a way to get away from their life, but that's not meditation. That's running away from your life. Meditation is really to just help you realize that I don't have to listen to the mind at this moment. We just let it go. Let it go. So I'm going to choose another card because we've just meditated. But maybe that is just something for us all to realize that meditation is far more important than we think it is. Okay, so I got insight. Now these cards are from, this is a Secret Language of Light, which is my cards. And so that's the card there. And so I'm just going to read out what insight was and then we'll finish up today. If anyone has any questions or anything they want to share, certainly do so. And insight. Okay, so you're ready for your message for the day. Refining your psychic senses. You are or about to see further, higher, and deeper through space and time. Your psychic skills are expanding and seeing through the lens of your soul. Hone your abilities by reading about or doing a workshop on intuitive development. We are all psychic. It is a part of who we are. But we have thrust this ability into the background in favour of other senses, in favour of our physical senses. Problems occur when we keep looking at the manifested world for proof of our worth. You are worthy because you are here. There is nothing to prove. You could become an intuitive reader if this is something that you desire. It could also mean you are learning to trust what you feel and the next steps. And the next steps to take will drop into your mind in the following days. So just some inspired reflections and actions here are: join a local meditation group or a psychic circle. Well, you're already doing that, so, good work. You'll learn how to trust the insights and wisdom that you receive. When your phone rings, and look, this, obviously, we can see who's ringing us now, but before you look at that, before you look at the caller, just bring a name into your mind and see if that's who they are. Now, I know most of us don't call each other these days. So if you get a text, do the same thing. You get a ding and you think, okay, I'm just going to tune in and see who that's from, and just play with it. That's the whole idea. Imagination and play really helps to expand your psychic senses. So before meditating, place a clear quartz crystal in the middle of your forehead for 2 minutes and ask for clarity about a subject. So they're just things that you can do to help expand your psychic senses. So I want to say thank you all for being here. It's always an honour and a pleasure. And I hope you all have a beautiful day, evening, afternoon, wherever you are and whenever you are. And just know how wonderful you are. And that always remember that you have something beautiful and wonderful to offer this world. You are a piece of the jigsaw. Oh, thank you, Courtney. Oh, you're from Newcastle. It's fine. I'm in Sydney. So just know that you are a piece of the huge jigsaw that is life, and your perception, you, who you truly are, your authenticity is you. That is needed. That is needed for us to know everything. And just keep being you, because it is just so beautiful. And if something triggers you, if you find that something is annoying you that is going on around the world, just do something to distract yourself. Don't give your energy to it. Obviously, it's upsetting you and it's helping you to understand something in yourself. But what can you create? How can you create a better way through this? Let whatever doesn't resonate with you, let it inspire you to create something new, because that is the number, that's the energy of 1111. It's innovation, moving beyond what we already know. So be who you are and just know you are wonderful. And as always, be kind and be curious and just keep dreaming big. Thank you, thank you, thank you.